5 Walking Dead secrets you didn't know. Hey guys, today we're going to list 5 Walking Dead secrets you didn't know. Let's get right into it. Number 1. The first walker lives. From the first few minutes of the Walking Dead pilot, it's clear that this isn't just another zombie story. And not just because the show avoids the Z word. No, the show distinguishes itself by inventing a word in which zombies aren't part of the zeitgeist. So there's no precedent for, say, an Edgar Wright's tongue-in-cheek camp. Instead, the walkers are treated as individuals, and each of their deaths, undeaths, and even second deaths affect characters close to home. That existentialism was evident from the first walker to appear on the show. Rick Grimes encounters his first walker, a small young girl with braces and a teddy bear. Fans and he both feel it when he puts her down. Addie Miller played the walker, who was then only known as Little Girl Walker, when The Walking Dead returned for Season 8. The showrunners decided to honor the series' beginnings by recasting Miller as another walker. Miller, now as an adult, plays another walker in the 8th season premiere, and her new walker is almost entirely made up of callbacks. She has the same crisscrossing scar on her right brow and the same open deformed right cheek as me. The nod was amusing, especially because it implies that walkers continue to age, develop, and even have their braces removed. Number 2. A horde of famous zombies. The Walking Dead is well known for its fleeting references to other franchises, characters, and actors. Some cameos, such as Johnny Depp's, are simply sly reuses of props or cheeky special effects. However, real celebrities occasionally appear in the show, usually hidden beneath tons of fake blood and rotting skin. The franchise is one of the most popular in recent decades, and as such, it has attracted its fair share of celebrity fans who have chosen to join the Walking Dead universe by shuffling around in the background of a scene, dripping flesh, and stiffly lurching toward nowhere. Chris Hardwick appeared as a walker clumsily pawing at Judith in the Season 9 episode Scars. Scott Ian, the legendary Anthrax guitarist, appeared in Remember as a walker who assaults Rick and Carl. All-star Pittsburgh Steeler Hines Ward had a turn as a walker in The Suicide King, and series executive producer, director, and special effects supervisor Greg Nicotero donned the walker makeup for the episode Hunted, in which he rips a chunk out of Agatha's arm. Number 3. The Clocks. Speaking of Greg Nicotero, the special effects artist turned producer-director is responsible for many of The Walking Dead best Easter eggs and minor details. With his finger on the pulse of the show's effects and cinematography, Nicotero has long been in a unique position to sneak whatever he wants into the final product one way or another. Nicotero revealed one of the show's longest-running and most consistent visual gags to the crowd at the 2014 Walker Stalker convention, saying, "Every episode that we shoot, we adjust the time on the watches and the clocks to whatever episode it is we're shooting." A number of fans have confirmed the trend since the reveal, and the show's repeated emphasis on time as a narrative and thematic device has pointed to the bit even more. Almost every time a clock or watch appears in an episode of The Walking Dead, its hands are set to the episode's production code, which means that a clock in the background of Season 1 Episode 10 would read 110 or something similar. We discussed how Dale's speech emphasized the value of time, and the long-running clock reinforces that point. Number 4. Little Red Riding Hood. The Walking Dead has amassed a serious collection of bad guys and gals, or, as the show's dubious morality and grim utilitarianism would likely prefer, slightly more predatory guys and gals, after 11 seasons and over 150 episodes. The show's protagonists have their pick of antagonists, whether it's the walkers themselves, the Whisperers, Terminus survivors, the Reapers, or any number of other groups of post-apocalyptic marauders. The Wolves, for example, have the distinction of foreshadowing their arrival more poetically than any other group. Though the Wolves did not appear as the main antagonists until Season 6, the show's production team used Season 5 to establish the Wolves' bloodthirstiness, cruelty, and ironic literary allusions. Daryl and Aaron notice a man walking alone through a field wearing a bright red poncho and hood in the Season 5 episode Conquer. Despite the fact that the pair loses track of the Red Poncho Man, as he is officially known, viewers are shown his fate. The symbolism was not lost on viewers when the wolves brutally murder the Red Poncho Man later in the same episode. After all, a red-hooded man and a vicious wolf have at least one other encounter. Number 5. Glenn Remembered. The scene in The Walking Dead in which Negan murders Abraham and Glenn, perhaps the show's most gruesome moment, is easily one of the most iconic and enduring scenes in all of The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. The scene was so memorable that Dave Chappelle spoofs it while hosting Saturday Night Live. In his return to sketch comedy, the horrifying scene was exacerbated by Glenn's wife Maggie being forced to witness his murder in person, powerless to intervene. Maggie's anguish was revisited 2 years later in the season 9 episode, The Bridge. The interior of Maggie's office in the Barrington house at the Hilltop settlement is shown in The Bridge. 6 of her colourful, expressionist portraits can be seen clearly on one of her walls. Fans were quick to question the painting's contents and origins, but the show eventually revealed that Anne had painted the pieces for Maggie. Each portrait represents a loved one Maggie has lost, such as her father Herschel, sister Beth, and her late husband Glenn. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.